So hey guys, a lovely sunny day today, and we're out on this, and we're out on the Cipher, and we're going to give it a run. Now loads and loads of people have asked me, what's the Cipher like climbing a hill? Well, today's the day we're going to find out. We're going to get this out into traffic and just see what she is like. So obviously the Lexmoto Cypher is the electric version, and very similar to the Riot. If you've looked at the Riot 125, very similar build and frame to the Riot 125, but obviously this is the electric version. So sitting at a nice steady 30 mile an hour, and we are going to see what she is like climbing a hill. So obviously this one is set at 30 mile an hour, and that's what we're at in full power mode at the moment. That is, can be unrestricted. Very simple. Twist of the throttle, hold the front brake and turn the ignition on and hold for 5 seconds. So we're going to find out what this one's like once we start climbing the hill. At the moment I've got it set in K's, so we're sitting at 48 kilometers in full power mode, which is around about 30 mile an hour, so just over 30 mile an hour. Obviously keep my eye on the cars behind me. Once we get to the lights, we're going to unrestrict it and open it up a little bit and just see what she's like in both versions. Now the eco mode on this will sit at 30, hit the power mode, that will take you up and get you the 45. And what I'm going to do, once we get to the lights as well, if they are red, I'm going to flip it over and get the miles up instead, so we can actually get a true reading in miles per hour on this one. Now obviously the hill we're going to put it up is known as the Brickhill Hill, and it's one of the highest roads in Milton Keynes, and that's brilliant because I have a red light. Now we're going to bring it in, and I'm going to set up my mode, and we're going to flip it across into miles. And we are away. Obviously there's a lot of sunlight, it's very hard to see that dash, but hopefully we'll get a good speed reading on this one. So from the off, and away we go. And we are sitting at 30 miles an hour. Is this going to affect it going up the hill? Now on the 50, we struggled to get the Echo 50 up above 24 mile an hour going up a hill. I'm still sitting 30 mile an hour, 48k. And that is still sat on 48k, full power mode. And obviously the start of the hill has begun, and we're just going to keep the throttle held wide open, sitting at the 48. I'm not going to make any adjustments, just holding it absolutely spot on and keep my eye on that dash. So still sitting at 48. Now obviously these electric bikes have a lot more torque, so hopefully it shouldn't make any difference to the bike. And still at 48, 47, 48, still doing well. And still at 47, 48, and we are halfway up the hill. So does a hill affect a Cypher's performance? No, I'm still at 47. Now we're getting onto the hard part of the hill now, and I'm still at 47, 48, which is around about 30 mile an hour, and she's still going, still sitting at 47. So simple answer, Does climbing a hill on a Cipher hold back the performance? Absolutely not. Now normally about here on the Echo I'm down to about 24 mile an hour because this is the steepest part of the hill. Looking down, still at 47k. It has not moved one iota. And she's still rolling very, very well. So that is the hill run done. And just to show you, it's still sitting at 47. We're still plodding along, doing the obligatory. But the actual speed performance has not been affected. It's just climbed up to 48 now on the flat. So 1k in it. So just to prove the point, is the power on a Cipher effective climbing a big hill? And the simple answer is no. Now obviously I'm 5'10 and 12'10 in weight, 12'10, so 12 stone 10. Don't know what it is in K's, but not a problem there. And 32 inside legs, so the bike is very, very comfortable for me. I absolutely love these little electric bikes, hence why we've been selling absolutely loads of the damn things. But just look how quick it takes to get back up to 30, instantly there. On an Echo I'd be sitting there waiting for about 12 seconds to get it up to 30 mile an hour. This thing is instant power. So we're going to go back down, we're going to get some dual carriageway mileage on, have another run, find another hill, and I will catch up with you in just a few.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
So we're just going to cut back in on the dual carriageway now, and unrestricted now, and currently sitting, and we've got it in miles an hour now, so we're sitting at 47 mile an hour coming down the hill. As I say, these things sit about 45 mile an hour when they're running full out on unrestricted, but it does obviously deplete the batteries on these very, very quickly. So if you're around town, you can actually click in on the fly. So I've got it in power. I'm going to drop down to eco mode. Now the eco mode unrestricted will bring your power down a little bit, so it brings you down to around about 35-40 mile an hour. Obviously full power mode, so you set it around about 45 on this. So we're going to head back to the garage, and just to show you, obviously on that hill climb it did not affect the speed whatsoever at 30, and I wouldn't expect it to affect the speed when it's in full power mode at 45. But absolutely love these, as silent as anything, and from the off they don't half get up to 30 mile an hour quickly. And someone's lost the inside of a tyre there. So heading back to the garage, ride test number 1 for the customer on the first Cipher. Now we've got 2 of these that are going out at the moment, but these things are absolutely faultless. Would I buy one? Hell yes. I absolutely love electric bikes at the moment, and I've got a big passion for electric bikes, having ridden most of them. So Super Soccos, ridden the Zeros, ridden the Energicas, and obviously the Cipher. And obviously this is Lexmoto's version, but for the price of this, just over the £2,000 mark, you've got a bike and a half. It's got 2-year warranty on it, 3 years on the battery. Servicing is negligible on these, 500 and then 1500, and just quick, it's basically a quick bolt check, clean of the electric motor, job done. The only thing you're going to be spending out on these is brake pads, and obviously a belt if it needs it, but the belts on these are very, very good. Whack it up into full power mode just to finish it off. I'm coming down into the 30s now anyway, but for whizzing around town, or if you happen to live just 3 or 4 miles from home, you're not going to go far wrong with an electric bike, and it's around about sort of £1 to £3 to charge it a week, which is nothing compared to what you're going to be putting in petrol. So absolutely spot on every time. And obviously a lot of test rides coming up on bikes over the next couple of days. We're taking the Vendetta 250 out tomorrow, so test ride coming up on the Vendetta. Loads of bits and pieces all coming up, but we're going to make our way back. As always, Links down the bottom right, eclipsemotorcyclesmk.co.uk. Telephone numbers down there as well, 01908 643 603. Give the guys a call if you're into a new Lexmoto. And until the next test ride, guys, when we're out with RB, be well, ride safe, and as always, it's a big goodbye from me.